Straight Out The Basement, episode 3. JR, right? That's what you're going by. You know what I'm saying? He does so many things. Videography, choreography, and what else? What else do you? He's a dance teacher, I guess. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get into that. Let's start off by, I want to know where you're from.
So like you said, my name is Jay Aruh from Washington, D.C., born and raised in Simple City, but my mother moved to Michigan Park when I hit about 4 years old, and from what I remember, I'm from Michigan Park, D.C., and for real, I transferred my name over to using my government to make it more professional, Sheldon. I'll put my hand. See what I'm saying? All right, cut that.
We not cutting.
All right, bet. Yeah, so don't put that in there. Cool, we back, we rolling. So I transferred my name over trying to be more professional to Sheldon Silver. So I go by Sheldon Jr. Silvers on the IG, on the gram. So if anybody get it confused, on a more professional setting, I go by Sheldon Silvers. But that nickname is always gonna reside with me. The hood call me that. Everybody know me as Jr. So I can't really get rid of it. So yeah, I know Jr. Yeah.
Okay, so as being somebody from the DMV or DC, we're going to get into one of the first debates is, what do you call the DMV? What's the DMV?
Oh, shit. What's the DMV? What you mean? The DMV is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Look, I'm not trying to, have that controversy, like cutting people out, nothing like that. Look, man.
So it's the entire Maryland, the entire DC, and the entire Virginia?
Well, like you said, it's a big argument that will go around. I'm not trying to be involved in that argument, but people would say like certain parts of Virginia is not the DMV, or certain parts of Maryland. Like we all know Baltimore, we don't really consider that because like they had their own culture, and it's not no shade to them trying to exclude them. But a lot of them wouldn't even want to be involved in the DMV.
Yeah, but you also have a lot of people that's from DC that's like DC or nothing. I don't rep the DMV. DMV is for niggas from Virginia or from Maryland and so on and so forth. So it's a thing with the DMV to have that conversation of like who is the DMV.
That's a great first question. You just put me. So I'm not gonna lie. I used to be one of those dudes that was like that when it came to be like, man, it's DC or nothing. Like I don't really associate myself in because like we all have different like upcomings, but when I'm thinking, okay, can we just talk about go-go real quick, because this is like a very, very relevant topic, because like people that would say that, oh yeah, man, DC or nothing, they don't realize how much of an impact Maryland had on go-go music. They don't realize, like, I ain't even gonna say Virginia, but they don't realize how much like people that came into the go-go game from Maryland, how they changed and like innovated go-go music. So if they want to exclude them for so much, it would be kind of ignorant, because like go-go wouldn't be how it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? How we left off. Like it wouldn't have gotten to that point if it wasn't for certain musicians that came out of the Maryland area, the Maryland hoods, whatever the case may be, the people that actually grew up in the church and actually were actually good musicians, because like, a lot of DC musicians, we was youngins and we didn't really know how to play. They was just knocking and banging on stuff, making noise, but for like the go-go game changed or got more musical and actually more organized, in my opinion, from a lot of people that influenced it from the Maryland side.
Okay.
So that's for go-go, but like, so I'm off that, like that mindset, like people be like, man, DC or nothing, but it is a big difference, like growing up like in those two different sections, and like it is, and it's like so many reasons why. Yeah, and that's why I think that.
But see, and this is how I can say don't backtrack now. But you could say that the same thing for Baltimore.
Yeah,
it's a different culture.
Absolutely.
But it's also some considered and some not considered the DMV. So just like Richmond, I have folks. Me personally, I got folks from Richmond, from Baltimore, from Frederick. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who actually be in all different parts of the DMV, and they consider themselves somebody from when they're out of state, or when they're not around people who are from the area, and they say, "Oh, where you from?" First thing they say is the DMV. Yeah. So, and they can recognize with all the cultures. Like me personally, like I said, I have homies in Baltimore who are real good people. Yeah. Richmond, the 757 area, even though they're like far, far in the DMV. You know what I mean?
That's
Some
like
of them
Norfolk,
don't
ain't it?
consider themselves the DMV at all. Some consider themselves to be a part of the DMV because they've been around here, or you know, they just understand the area. You know, so that was just a question. You know, some people are still confused about, and I think it's gonna be something we always gonna have an argument about. You know.
Yeah, I feel like whoever created that, there was a radius with that statement being created for like since creating DMV, there was a radius like outside of like how far you go outside.
I actually
DC.
interviewed the guy who created the term DMV.
Who created it?
It's a rapper. It's a older rapper. His name is 20 Bella.
Okay.
And look him up. He official guy. Like one of the first people who started like open mics in the area. Who started doing shows with Go-Go's. He was actually the one getting laughed out rapping at Go-Go's in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? When he was trying to incorporate the music with Go-Go when everybody wanted to be in a Go-Go band.
Yeah.
So, and he coined the phrase DMV, and I don't know if you remember, it was like one of those old channels they had back in the day. It was like the DC channel that only came back on. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure of the name, but like back in the day when they was showing all the underground videos from people from DC, that's when he kind of coined the phrase the DMV, and everybody just ran with it. But he never really got his credit, but I don't think you would if you created like a term that's so universally used, and now somebody's always going to try to say, hey, I started it, or we started it over here. So
no question.
But yeah, 20 Bello is the guy who
20 Bella,
one of the originators of the phrase DMV.
Something new every day.